Hello, welcome.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome to what I consider to be a very strange day for Bitcoin miners. A good day for the market, a strange day for Bitcoin miners, a okay day for Bitcoin. We'll see what you guys think. George, what's up?
Well, you can tell it's 4 o'clock because Bitcoin turned, just like it always does at 4 o'clock. It's almost like they know the markets in the United States close. And they're like, time to pump it. Have some fun with these guys.
Today I pretty much
Everything.
go ahead.
Tom, everything. You just gotta go pull up some crypto. And it's like, what in the world happened at 4 o'clock? And it's like, green, 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 green. Look at
Oh,
this.
on all the cryptos, you want me to go to
Yeah. Bitcoin, ETH, well, Tether, Binance,
go to
XRP, baby, up another 3.7%. Cha-ching. ADA,
what's happening?
OKB.
Check
Look at this.
what?
This is insane. Salerno. I was gonna get in on Salerno. Salerno is definitely the one. Salerno and
I will not verify that I'm a human.
I always just use Live Coin Watch.
Fine, I will use
Tron.
that.
Can you believe Tron? We were told about Tron at 3.5 cents. We did nothing, and it just went to 0.078. How about that one? Does that
Wow.
just bite the big one?
So I definitely see a lot of green here in cryptocurrency land.
That is insane.
And the weird part was like Bitcoin had a weird morning but by the afternoon Bitcoin rallied all afternoon. The market was on fire all day today, and yet for some reason the Bitcoin miners were down. And that's not without exception. We'll go through them, but the Bitcoin miners had in my opinion, maybe the strangest day I can remember.
Oh, and people need to talk me off the ledge today too.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hold on, because I think at long last, wait for it. Oh, I guess you're going to have to keep waiting for it. I thought my subscribe button would work, but it still doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that worked. Discord. There you go.
Oh,
Link to the
good.
Discord.
Tom, I just have a question about the channel real quick.
Yeah.
How come the growth stopped?
I don't know. It's absolutely baffling. It's wild. We had years of consistency, and then all of a sudden, some kind of wild brick wall. And
Hey, hello,
now
everyone.
somehow they're stopping me from. So smash the like button if you would. I can't press my button because it doesn't work for some reason unknown, but it helps us a lot. Even our live streams have not been. They've been excellent, and appreciate everybody who's on the streams, but they haven't been as active as they were. So if you can smash the like button, that would help a lot. Get this stream out to more people. We got to talk to the people, see what's going on. We got stuff going on. There's potential funny business.
I might have found my full stack website developer. Ooh yeah.
Nice.
Real good guy. And of course, I put an ad in a local paper, and doesn't somebody from Philippine?
You put an ad in the local paper. Well, that's how
No,
it
I'm
goes.
trying to get somebody here, but it's like I finally have like this guy's really good. I mean, he knows what he's doing.
Raven said Tom is shadow banned.
I think you are. I think it's because of Alex
What?
or Doc Miner or Jeff or Sour Melon Gaming
What do we think that I said that got us shadow banned?
or Pooh Brain could have done it, or Barry could have done it,
I don't know.
or probably Edmund. Let's be honest, it was Edmund.
If I was shadow banned before today, if anybody watched my video, which nobody has because I'm shadow banned, so my videos are getting like all-time low. I'm not going to lament today. Don't even get me started. I'm going to have a happy day today. I don't care what everybody else is doing. So I hope you guys will join me in a happy day. Sour Melon Gaming. Oh, happy politically correct Friday to Tom and George.
Always politically correct.
Yeah, but we already forgot.
Now I remember.
Thank you, Sour Melon Gaming. Much
We're
appreciated.
all inclusive in this group, guys. We're all inclusive.
We
don't judge
embrace.
anything. We embrace. We embrace. I could go so many places with that, but we embrace.
Oh, Ty wants a poll. He doesn't want our normal poll. Our normal poll is 25,000 or 35,000. He's saying 25,000 or 29,000. You want to do that?
I'm okay with that. I'm going 25 just so everybody knows. I think that, it was really good to see that the parties came together, Tom, and they were able to pass the budget in the United States. That was very, do you have an applause button? That was very good. Seeing the
bipartisanship was just beautiful to watch.
It was beautiful. It was.
I think that, if everybody could just, not literally, because we're not, if we could just mentally join hands and just, take a moment.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Okay, polls up. Bitcoin's next move. Our 29K, 25K, and we're kind of right in the middle right now. So, which way are we going?
Edmund, I wasn't picking on you. You're like the best. Don't for 1 second think I'm picking on you. I pick on
why?
everybody,
What'd you
Edmund.
say?
I said you said something about being shadow banned, and I said, oh, probably, and then I listed off all the people.
Oh, you listed off all of our
Yeah.
all of our members. Very
Yeah, all the members.
nice.
And they're like, I could drop this.
Well, I'd like to personally take this moment to thank our existing members, including Edmund.
Edmund said, why are you picking on me? I'm a member. Do you want me to drop this subscription? Just wondering. Come on. I pick on you in jest.
We have the
not at
best
all.
members ever. So for real, take a moment out to appreciate. We have the best subscribers ever, but we have a membership and we have the best members ever. So thank you guys.
Oh, and now here comes Colton bragging already. He's going to the Cure tonight.
What
Dude,
do you got, a time machine?
You do me a favor. If you're on Discord, send a picture. I gotta think. That guy looked so scary the last time I saw him. The singer from Cure. I mean, he looked like death warmed over with makeup. With his hair is like just. It's just crazy. But I do, kind of like the Cure.
Barry saying, remember when $1 trillion used to be a lot of money? I know. Now it's like
what's a trillion among friends?
4 trillion, whatever.
So, anyways, Tom, where's Bitcoin going?
Well, I'm gonna let the poll play out for a little bit before I give my opinion.
Wow, everybody's saying 79.
I want to say some hellos.
I mean, 29.
I missed the beginning. Hello, Sour Melon
29.
Gaming. Hello, Steven Andrews. Hello, Raven, Gorilla, Edmund, Pobrain, Raven, Barry, Keith. Welcome, Anders, Raven. If I didn't already say that, Cy, Miguel. Hello, Miguel. Welcome, Darren Thomas. Welcome. If I've missed anybody, His Honor wants us to enough with the sarcasm. And hello, Colton.
Oh, I thought he was talking to Gus.
I think he's talking to you.
No, he said
And me.
Gus. No, I thought Gus was in the stream, and it was sarcasm to Gus.
Guys.
Oh, I didn't see the next line. I was thinking, yeah, Gus, stop it already, Gus.
That's it, Gus. So we're banning you.
I know.
Hello, Anders. Hello, Nash V. Welcome. You wouldn't know it right now, but I'm pressing the smash the like button. We're at 38 likes. We're actually doing pretty good so far. So if you're here, if you haven't smashed the like button, my like button no longer, my button to ask
You
you
hit
to
it-
smash the like button
You hit
does
it too
not
many
work.
times, huh?
Everything else works. Here, ready? Button check. We got
I have a
good
question.
George. Hold on, we got this George.
I have a question. You should do yours, Tom, too. So
Oh,
here's
good
my
call.
first question. Which miner improved the most in production so far from the month before?
Well,
April to May.
my first thing is a lot of them have not yet reported. But I will tell you, as we talked about going into this, throughout the month, I think we know May is going to be a really good month for a lot of Bitcoin miners for a couple of reasons. Those fees that they were able to collect for, 7 to 10 days in the middle really jacked the numbers up. In addition to that, everybody had a good month so far. We will see. But I did a video that I have not posted. I specifically am sitting on a marathon video because I did not want it to conflict with our live stream, because I felt our live stream face-to-face time with everybody is more important. So maybe I'll release that either after our live stream is over or maybe in the morning, but we'll still talk about it a little bit. I mean, Marathon, I'm sorry. I know some people think I love Marathon. Some people think I hate Marathon. If you really want to bore yourself, you can watch. I do a video on them every single month, every time they put out an update for the last several years. And I feel like I've called balls and strikes on this one. When they miss, I call them out, and when they get it, I say so. And I gotta say, I mean, this is the best month, in my opinion. This is the best month Marathon has ever had, and they've had some good months, and then on again, off again. But to me, this was just every way you slice it. This, in my opinion, was just by far their best month. John is saying Marathon crushed it.
Crushed.
I mean, Marathon did crush it. They mined 1,245 Bitcoin this month, beating their previous all-time record of 825. So, I mean, they crushed it. It's going to be hard for them in June to do this as much as they did in May just because of the fees. So, but if they hang out in that same neighborhood, if they're mining 11 or 1,200 Bitcoin a month, and that should go up to like 1,500, 1,600 by the end of the year if they do what they say they're going to do. So, you guys know I harp on this. That's what it's all about. Good investment. For me, I won't even say good investment, bad investment. An investment that I can keep my conviction in, put my head on my pillow and go to sleep. If they're doing what they say they're going to do, then I can do all those things. I don't care if the stock is having a bad run. If the company's doing what they say they're going to do and moving in the right direction, I can be patient. But these hit or miss, or, Marathon used to be they weren't hit or miss, they were miss or miss. I mean, it was like 10 months in a row of not very good news. But that seems to be behind them at the moment. So I don't want to call it too soon.
Well, that was only a year ago, Tom. I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
No, I mean, 2022 was not good. But 2023, better. Hello, Chris Dominator says, Mara, only green miner today, plus amazing May production numbers. Told you Mara #1. So Chris Dominator has been a Marathon fan all along. He did not lose the faith in the middle. So I'll definitely give credit there.
I won't tell you what I said about Marathon about a month ago.
What did you say?
Don't you remember? I said I have a crazy one, Tom. I think Marathon's going to go out of business. Not in a year or 6 months or anything like that, but in about 3 to 4 years. Just their whole model is crazy to me. I like Riot so much better than Marathon. And what I mean by that is they just financed everything. They don't own anything.
Watch my video that I have not posted yet, so you can't. So it's impossible to watch at the moment.
Okay, but I guess I won't spill the thunder or whatever.
Everybody's got a different model, and for a while the Marathon model looked like it was failing because they just had too many pieces of the puzzle that were not inside their control, and everybody else was failing them, which in the end goes on management, and that's management's failure. But I feel like they've moved past that. again, I'm not universally saying, oh, done deal, marathon to the moon, but I mean, you got to give them credit. I dare you to find something wrong with this month from them. This was a good month.
That's great. I found something wrong with them this month.
What?
They gave away $1 million to somebody at the Bitcoin conference.
Well, that was for the good of the Bitcoin network and humanity.
Yes, it was. It was for,
and for
yeah,
the
it's
children.
for a project. It's for a project because people are going to hate me.
Great. Are we about to get shadow banned again?
Yes, probably. No, but this is just factual stuff that happened. Remember when what were they called? The oracles? What are they called?
Ordinals?
Ordinals? I'm never going to remember that word. Came out, and then the rewards went through the roof. Well, let me flip on the other side of that Bitcoin. And here was the problem, is the people in El Salvador, to get out $100 was costing them like $20.
No, they got to use the Lightning Network.
I'm just telling you what happened.
If you're taking out $20, and I think this is going to be true
$100.
forever. If you're taking out $20, $100, if you're buying whether it's a coffee or your groceries, you got to use the Lightning Network or something like that. You cannot transact on the Bitcoin network itself. That, to me, that is for the buying and selling of, as investment level buying and selling. And I think that's how it's going to shake out over time.
Well, but you understand that was like the first real test of Bitcoin in operation, real time, and that those poor people in El Salvador had to pay for it, and it's already a third world country as it is.
That's a growing pain.
I know.
I selfishly look at the opposite side of that and say, as those transactions were soaring through the roof, the Bitcoin miners were having the best month they've ever had. So, but I understand people can't afford to use Bitcoin and pay astronomical fees per transaction if they're going to use it for day-to-day transactions. So they got to use, and there'll be more. It's not just going to be the Lightning Network. There's going to be more and more ways to do this and levels of adoption.
And I'm telling you, buy Bitcoin. That's the only thing I can tell to everybody, buy Bitcoin, because if you lose a little, it's better to lose a little over a lot of people than a lot over a little people. Unless you're super rich, then it's obviously the opposite.
Good afternoon, DEFCON 2, Malik, Brent. I'm going to mispronounce this, Chaim.
My thing is we're just to not know still today what's going to happen to the crypto world. That still bothers me. And,
there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a massive amount of uncertainty. But some of the uncertainty disappeared this week. So, one thing at a time.
Yeah, did you tell everybody or no? Did you do a video recapping about all the legislation?
I did a video. A bunch of the fear that we had, so the 30% tax is off the table for, not forever. That doesn't mean they can never question it again or re-vote on it, but essentially it with the debt ceiling passing, like it or dislike it, and if you watch my video today, I really go deep into the pros and cons and talk about how it affects the market and Bitcoin. The 30% tax that they've been pounding the table on for that Bitcoin miners were going to have to pay for energy in the United States, that's not happening. That was not included in the bill. And now it's got to go through Congress if they ever want it to happen. So, it's going to be a year and a half or 2 years before they ever even revisit that, if ever. And my guess is that's going to be never. So it's indefinitely off the table. So that's a big piece of FUD around the Bitcoin miners that's just gone.
80-20 rule comes into play for the voting, by the way. 80% believe it's going to 29, 20% believes it's going to 25.
Oh, here we go. Well, we have a lot of votes. Should we move on to the next poll?
Yeah,
this
we
is
should.
A significant amount of votes, and I would say this is a decisive. So 29,000 We still have an optimistic group. 29,000 destroyed 25K. We're at 83% to 17%, and I'm calling it. That's on 63 votes, so that's a good sample group. Thank you for everybody who participated in the voting.
I think you should do rate hike. What is prediction for the rate hike?
Good. That's next, because that's also has me just scratching my head. I'm really...
I know. To me, it seems like Bitcoin should have took off again because we just moved the needle over. You know what I mean? In the debt column for the United States.
Right.
Meaning that it's going to fail at one point in time. Oh, wait. Everything's great. Sorry. Economy's roaring.
What's that one song from that movie?
Everything is awesome. Will there be a rate hike? I wonder if I'm going to be right on this one based on you guys. Yes and no. Is the 80-20 going to hold again?
So Ty is saying no rate hike. It is certain right now. So I'm going to go through, once this poll is done, I'm going to go through a little bit of the evolution, because in the last month and a half, the futures have never been this indecisive. The flip-flopping that has happened is just stunning to me. So we'll go through that in, let's vote on it for a couple minutes, and then we'll just talk about that for a minute or two. Sour Melon Gaming said, time for Bitcoin to get into the 30,000s, I assume. Yes, agreed, absolutely. And beyond. Let's take out that 31,000 we hit in April. I'm going to keep smashing this like button, and it's eventually going to show up.
I hope they do not raise the rates, personally. But I don't know. I think it probably will happen.
Well, we'll look at the futures, and then I want to talk about the evolution of them, because it's wild stuff, and I don't... The action on that side of things has been very confusing to me.
Thanks, Stephen. I really think the economy overall is doing really well, and there's a lot of signs of growth. Prices are really starting to come down, and what was it? Inflation is really... There's a big word.
There's a transitory?
Yes, very, and I think you're starting to see that now more and more.
Yeah, well... I think you're going to get a really good CPI number, and I'm not going out on a limb. Everybody thinks that right now, so that's maybe the only thing that worries me is expectations are high that the CPI data is going to be low.
What was it? If it comes in low, is that good for a rate hike or bad for a rate hike?
If it comes in low, that should reinforce that they don't need a rate hike right now. If it comes in high, or high, as they say, above where it's expected, that means that for all the steps they're taking to mitigate inflation, it's still not doing what they want it to do. And so that would be a reason for them to continue to raise rates.
So if it's high, there's a better chance it would go up.
That's right. If that number is
low,
if that number is higher than 4.7, well, that's not true. If that number's higher than 4.9, if we're in the fives again.
Yeah, I know. I already said something. He had to get another piece.
Fed said they won't close the door for more rate hikes, but no hikes this month. Yes, Ty. A couple of people indicated that's the way they were leaning, but I mean, until they get the CPI data the Monday before the meeting's Tuesday and Wednesday. They're going to get CPI on Monday. They'll talk about it Tuesday. They'll come out and tell us what they did on Wednesday. And they said they're going to be data. I mean, Jerome Powell, who ultimately, it's his deal, he said he's going to be data driven. And he indicated, we might not need a rate hike this time, but they're going to watch the data. And we did get to a point, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. It's like a yo-yo, the futures on this.
Well, Darren, I hope Tim, I hope, what's your name, Tom?
Sure, yeah.
I hope Tom pulls up the 200-day moving average to see
okay.
Is absolute support or not.
Let's go to the 1 day. because we get nothing on the 1 hour on that one.
If you live in Florida, it's hurricane season.
That is true. It has begun. Let's get rid of the lines and just add the one we care about. So, all right, let me just do what I do here. Okay, there's your 200-week simple moving average. So you can see this remains
it's 200
strong support. Yeah, this is 200 weeks. So we candle wicked below but closed way above it. We candle wicked below but closed above it, and we haven't gotten there since. So since we went above this in March, right, and this thing bottomed out, we had a little pullback on March 10th, and then by March 17th, we had a nice run up. We've been above this 200-week moving average every single day since then.
How long was it below it?
It was below it for like 8 or 9 months, and prior to that, never. Prior to that, 2 times it flashed below on a weekly candle. It would like candle wick below. It touched the line a couple, 3, 4 times, but this has been support up until this bear market / crypto winter. Other than that, if I go back and look, you'll see the only times it interacted with this, it was for extremely brief periods of time. In this instance, I'll just show you on the daily. I mean, this originally went below back in June of 2022. Although it did go back above for a little bit, we didn't really get back above from June. It was the middle of March of 2023 by the time we got back above this line and stayed above it. This has never happened before. This was an all-time first for Bitcoin.
So no one thinks there's going to be a second.
It's one of the reasons that I think that was the bottom, and the bottom is in. And although we're not off to the races and going straight to the moon, I think we've had a lot of... Look at this consolidation. I mean, this has been nice consolidation. And at some point, whether it takes a little longer than we want it to or not, I think the next leg, in my opinion, is up. What are we missing? I haven't really read the...
What is the 50-week moving average? Golden cross coming? Question mark?
Question mark.
You can put them both up, right?
I gotta take this one down to put that one up.
What?
Yeah, because I used to pay for this, but I don't pay. I'm just telling you what it is. I don't pay for this anymore, so it's one.
You know what's really sad? Why don't I just give you my... I'll just give you my password and all that, and I'll just do it on air right now, and then everybody can have it.
I think that's a bad call. We're gonna get shadow banned.
You don't want it? Because I'm serious though. You can use my subscription. I didn't even know I was paying for it, but I paid for the whole year.
You did?
You know me. I'm an idiot.
I don't know. I pay for things. I don't pay for things. I've got subscriptions to things I don't use. I don't have subscriptions to things I do use. It's a lot of stuff. Okay?
I gotcha.
Let's check in on our poll. We have 45 votes, and it's closer than expected. Will there be a rate hike in June? Yes, 42%. No, 58%. We have 45 votes. We'll leave this open for just a little bit.
Wow,
No,
we could go 50-50.
no is winning, but listen, there's no right or wrong answer to this because the futures have flip-flopped several times, and not just a little bit, drastic flip-flops in the futures on whether or not there's going to be a rate hike or not. So I'll go look at that. We're pretty good into the... So right now... So this column would be no rate hike. This is where we are right now, 500 to 525. So we're at almost 75% chance built into the futures that we will not have a rate hike on the June 14th meeting. If you see 1 week ago... Okay, so no. So now let's go to rate hike. This would be a 1/4 point rate hike. There's 0% chance of anything larger than that. There's 0% chance built in that they're going to lower it. That doesn't mean that there's a 0% chance. That just means the futures believe there's no chance of either of those things. But the 25 basis point rate hike is at 25% right now. If you go back 1 week, it was at 64%. So that it was up. I think it was up over 80 at one point, maybe about a week before that. And then the strange part to me, so, okay, we shifted from one to the other. A few of the Feds said some stuff. But the strange part to me, 10 days before that, this was at 0%. So at the beginning, we got all the way to the point where the futures were pricing a 0% chance of a rate hike. And that went on for like a week or 10 days. And then all of a sudden, boom, it flipped to yes rate hike. And it stayed there. You can see last week it was still at 64% yes. And now it's no again. So, and I know that a couple of the members of the Fed came out and said some things that tended to indicate it was likely that they weren't going to raise rates. But just a few days before that, this had in the middle of these two, this spiked again when the minutes came out. And there was nothing that I saw in the minutes that would have indicated that the Fed was going to raise rates. So I just don't know what's going on here. I think the market's confused. We're very sideways right now, and the market doesn't seem to be decided on anything at all. And this is what's happening. We're just getting these wild, for instance, I'm just going to go through today. I mean, I want to get, let's go to the 15-minute again. I want to zoom in.
Does anybody know what MRSA is? Let's see. That's a weird question.
Yeah. Just drop in the comments if you know the answer to that. So this is where we, as always, this orange, gold, whatever you want to call it line, that is where that's where Bitcoin was when the equity markets closed in the U.S. yesterday on Thursday. So you'll see from yesterday to where we closed today, Bitcoin was up all day today. It's up 1%. So it wasn't up huge, but it was up all day. At one point, it bounced off of this line as support. That's the lowest it got. And then for the rest of the trading day, so the last several hours of the trading day, we were above yesterday's close and headed up. But in addition to that, if you look, and I'm going to refresh this, if you look at the market itself, the S&P had a fantastic day, up 1.45%. The Dow had a fantastic day, up over 2%. The NASDAQ was up 1%. That's a good day, but the NASDAQ has been on such a run. So, and then the Russell went ballistic, 3.56%. So we're green across the board, plus Bitcoin is up. So why was it? Why did the Bitcoin miners get left behind today? And I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a rhetorical question. Or if you think you have an answer, then feel free, please, drop an answer in the chat section. This was not... So Bitfarms, if I'm looking at this board, it looks like Bitfarms was 0, HUT was 0, Hive was down 0.9. So those were just about break even. But this was a very, very green day. In the past, with the market raging and Bitcoin moving up a little bit, this would have been a day where the Bitcoin miners took off. And actually, that's what was happening very early in the morning, and then it just reversed. I'm going to go to any chart. Yeah, I mean, you can see this is, and we'll do more than one. This is Bitfarms. So, you know, the first few minutes of the day, Bitfarms was up, and then boom, down for the rest of the day. So let's just go, let's go to HUT. Same thing. Started the day well, and then just pulled back, and then, you know, yeah, climbed back a little bit, but nowhere near where it was at the beginning of the day. So everything finished off of where it opened. And instead of this heading up, it just went down. And, you know, Marathon had a good day, but they still never even got back to where they opened. So even Marathon, which was green on the day, never was able to get back to where it was at the open this morning. So I don't know why. To me, that's strange. You know, if anything was going to have a good day. So Marathon put out the best report, in my opinion, they've ever had by a mile. the market was green, Bitcoin was green, Marathon's report was great, and they were flat on the day, up 0.4%. So, not a great day for the Bitcoin miners. A couple of them did okay. Argo blockchain, I mean, it's hard for me to even count them. Sorry if you're invested in Argo blockchain, but for me, that's in my bottom two. Not financial advice. You guys invest in whatever you want to, but Argo blockchain is down to a $60 million market cap. It's a $1.27 stock. I mean, these guys are getting nano cap territory, and they were one of the big players, 2 years ago. But we all know, or if you don't know, you can look into it. Things did not go well for them, and they had to rearrange what they're doing. But they were up a little bit today. Mawson was up a little bit, and that story, I do think Mawson's going to gain some momentum. And so there's probably, maybe we can do a vote on that if anybody's interested in a video on Mawson. So you can see some of these very small micro caps did okay today, but Riot was down 5.6% today. That is not a good day at all. On everything green, and Riot down 5.6, Cleanspark down 3.9, Iris Energy was down, Bit Digital, which has had they've been green every day. They were down today. Gree was down, TerraWolf was down, Stronghold was down. So more red than green. And by market cap size, all the large market caps were, the best one was up. Well, Cypher actually was the best one, 2.38%. That is now the third largest by market cap of all the Bitcoin miners. So they had an okay day. Marathon had an okay day. And, the rest was anywhere from mediocre to not that good. Not great. We're at 58 likes. If anybody could please smash the like button, it would be much appreciated. We're also at 57 votes. Should we call this? Will there be a rate hike in June? Let's see how we compare. So, a rate hike in June, yes. The futures are saying 25% chance. Our vote is saying a 44% yes. And the futures have roughly 75% no rate hike, and we have 56% of those who voted think there's going to be no rate hike. I'm with those people. I think there's going to be no rate hike in this meeting. The only thing that would change my mind is if somehow out of left field we got a highly unexpected CPI data point, 2 days before the meeting. Anything other than that, and I agree that And I think they're going to come out and their talking points are going to be, this doesn't mean we're done. This doesn't mean there's no more rate hikes ever. We reserve the right to watch the data. And, so they're going to try to keep their door open and their options open. So I don't think they're going to move to, it's not necessarily going to be dovish, if you will, in that I don't think they're going to do zero and say, okay, now we're done. I think there's actually almost no chance of that happening. So I'm not sure how much of an impact this is going to have. It's kind of built in that we're not going to have a rate hike. I think the talking points will probably be as hawkish as they can make them. That's typically what they do, and that's their job. So let me catch up here. Darren's saying no interest in these miners until Bitcoin 30,000. So definitely people have lost interest for sure. You can see people have lost interest. Edmund is saying, Tom, you missed the point on Mara. Just putting out production without power costs is meaningless. Well, sorry, I was going to say if you watch my video, but I didn't put my video out today. So in that video, I talk about how this is 4 quarters in a row. Now, obviously, we don't know right now for the quarter we're in the middle of. But through March 31st, for 4 quarters in a row, Marathon has reduced their cost of energy. And it's pretty dramatic. Having said that, you're right, Edmund, they're still the second highest cost out of all the Bitcoin miners. So that's something they need to continue to work on. But when I see a full year's worth of data, 4 quarters in a row of them moving from 23,000 a coin down to 15,000 a coin in the right direction every single quarter, to me, I'm looking at that going, okay, this is moving in the right direction. That doesn't mean it's going to end up where we need it to be, but I will say all the machines that they're plugging in, all the rest of their machines are the XPs, which are the most efficient machines, and I know there's a few just hitting the market right now that are very expensive, that are even more efficient than that, but the XPs are significantly more, 30% more efficient than just the 19s, and 2/3 of their fleet are going to be XPs, and I think that's a part of the reason why their energy costs are coming down, and I think they could continue to go down. Now, are they ever going to get to where Cypher is? No way. So, if you're in Cypher or if you're in TerraWolf, those two I think are leaders. There's several other that manage their costs very well. So, yes, they're not, you can't just look at production. For instance, their cost is, you can't even say it's double because it depends where Bitcoin is. You got to look at the gross profit margin that each company is making per coin. So, there could be a scenario where even though Cypher's cost is half of Marathon's, their gross profit might be 5 times Marathon's, if Bitcoin is struggling. Conversely, later, if Bitcoin goes to the moon, then it's not going to make as big a difference. So that is just one piece of the puzzle. And I will put that video out. So I hope everybody watches, whether you like Marathon or hate Marathon. I really break it down. So I hope you guys will watch the Marathon video over the weekend.
Did you talk about the jobs report yet, Tom?
I did not talk about the jobs report. That was the
14
big news of the
months
day.
in a row that they've created jobs, FYI.
And they beat, let's see if it's still the... This is not where I want to be. What's going on? Stocks rally after May jobs report tops expectations. So this was the big talking point of the day. Blowout jobs report shocks economists. So we added more jobs. I didn't feel like, well, this is going to be the next poll. Was this a big deal? Because the first thing is they revised these numbers, 2, 3, 4 times. And I'm just not sure. I mean, the jobs, we created more jobs, but unemployment went up. So, we got, this was some good news, some bad news. Everyone's fixated that we created more jobs, but unemployment did go up. And I just don't think this is a huge data point, in my opinion. But it certainly, I think, it's a lot of this. Well, I won't even say that. I don't think this green is about this jobs report. This is about them sealing the deal on the debt ceiling, right? Because we had to go through it. Passed the House, and people got more optimistic. Then it passed the Senate. By the way, it wasn't really close vote in either one of them. And, now today the president's signing it, and now it's a done deal. So we got a nice run up in the market, in my opinion. I'm not sure it was the jobs report, but I know people made a big deal. Jobs, May jobs report. I mean, what do you think, George? Poll?
I think it's amazing. I think it's great to see. I think there's a lot of positive momentum in the stock market. I think we're turned a corner.
There is a lot of positive momentum in the stock market. That's true. We got green straight across the board. These jobs reports keep coming in better than expected. There's no question about it. And, this is the scenario. Is there this sweet spot scenario where either we have a soft landing, meaning we have a recession, but it's very mild and, not traumatic, or no recession? Because it's been a long time. These are a lot of months in a row together that it's been 2 years we've been talking about the pending recession and the pending, this and that and the next, but it's not here.
Maybe this is the soft landing that they were talking about.
I mean, this would be the definition of a soft landing right here, for sure.
No, I'm not. I'm being serious.
I am too. This is the jobs. We never had to go. So, it's not over yet. But if this continues, then if we're able to tame inflation, right? Inflation got out of control. If they're able to bring inflation down to the target rate, and we don't have to go through a period of high unemployment to do so because that's usually the trade-off. High interest rates leads to high unemployment, leads to, lowering inflation. That's the thought process. But if we don't have to if we can skip the painful part of that, then that'd be great.
I think it would be amazing, Tom. I really do. Yeah, Gorilla said, I was expecting Hong Kong Bitcoin trading to pump the market, but it didn't happen. Why? I know why, because I've been buying it all along, personally.
Well,
they didn't stop buying it.
Did the Hong Kong trading allow mainland institutions in China to participate, or was it literally just Hong Kong?
No, it was just Hong Kong.
So
no, it's all of China, including Hong Kong, and now they lifted the ban on Hong Kong.
So you're saying every institution in China can now trade Bitcoin
if they have a location in Hong Kong.
If they have a location in Hong Kong.
And they like Hong Kong Fooey. Sorry.
Classic 70s reference.
Yep.
For those of you who weren't there,
I love Hong Kong Fooey.
Saturday morning cartoon.
That's how I've lived my life, as Hong Kong Fooey. That's why I haven't been in a fight. I just do my Hong Kong Fooey moves.
If you remember, he didn't really do anything. It was the cat. That was.
I know. That's what's the best. I don't really do anything, Tom. That's why now you get it. I've modeled my life after a Hong Kong Fooey. It took you a second.
And it's working. It's working out for you.
Hong Kong Fooey. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Will there be a rate hike? I'm closing this poll. It's pretty. We're pretty close. We're pretty split.
I think you can't make the decision about the poll about the rate hike until after the CPI. And I think if you ask me then, I would have maybe a different answer.
Right. A surprise CPI number is going to be a game changer if that comes out. So there is that one last piece of uncertainty, if you will.
Right. And that's the reason why I don't believe it's going to come in really well. But I'm expecting a pump big time in the stock market now. I think that it could go we could have another situation. This is not financial advice. This is in George's head. We could have another little pullback because everybody's talking about the third and the fourth quarter of this year was going to be awful. And then it was going to turn the corner. We might have already turned that corner.
That I feel Bitcoin's already turned the corner. And, if the market's in the same place, the market's a leading indicator. So sometimes even if we're just heading into a recession, the market's already priced it in by the time we call it. So I don't
think they're separated yet, personally.
You think that the market and Bitcoin are still correlated?
Yeah, I think they are. I don't think... I mean, we can't say it's been a dramatic difference yet. Agree or disagree?
Well, yeah, there hasn't been a dramatic... There was a period of time where they seem to be diverging a little bit, but yeah, there's been no clear break. So, way too soon to call that, for sure. Chris is saying, Tom, you can have 3 free indicators for free trading view version. Every time I try to add a second indicator, it says you must upgrade. So I will check that out after the live stream. And you know what? I'm probably just going to upgrade so that I don't have to worry about that. So thank you, Chris. Good point. Did anybody make any trades today? Were we buying and I did not buy anything today. So just so that everybody knows, that's where I just watched and wondered what is going on. So this may have ended up being a buying opportunity. Particularly, I'm looking at Riot and Cleanspark. They had not good days. Really, and I'm not gonna. I'll just tell you, not financial advice. You guys do you, but my Riot position's as big as I want it to be. I'm not buying any more Riot unless something dramatic was to happen. So that's just me personally. Marathon, on the other hand, their market cap is still significantly less than Riot's market cap, and they're starting to put up some better numbers. And I know, let's see next quarter's financial statements and see what their cost per coin was through all of this. That is a crucial piece of the puzzle. But so far, the last 3 quarters in a row, that number keeps going down and down and down. So if it goes down again, it's going to put them in the range of pretty close to the cost, the median middle average type cost. So, if they can get there, then I will feel pretty good about them. Brent said he bought some Cleanspark between $4.08 and $4.10. So, averaged in on that. If I would have bought anything, I thought about Cleanspark today, and then I really was just so baffled by the action today that I just sat on the sidelines and watched. JD said, Marathon's exahash pumping all month. I mean, Marathon, yeah, and they've got 20, I think they said 20.1 exahash ready, and what was it, like 15.2 was running for the month. Now, I do know they had some days that were way better than others. The beginning of the month was better than the end of the month or the middle of the month or whatever the case may be. So, I don't know on a day-to-day basis. We still need more months to see. But if this continues, I mean, I was very encouraged. It's hard not to be encouraged looking at that report, in my opinion. That doesn't mean I've moved them to my number one Bitcoin miner, but I'm not. I just try to do my monthly updates without bias. So for that reason, I do think if we took a poll, I bet you 50% of you would think that I hate Marathon and 50% would think that I love Marathon, because that's what the comments seem to indicate. But I don't do either of those things. I'm pretty neutral on them.
So you're saying you're neutral?
I'm neutral. I'm a neutral third party. Ty said Mara will install all 23 in June or July and reach 23 no later than September. So, and here's the big thing. They added 691 Bitcoin to their treasury. So they were able to increase their balance sheet by 691 Bitcoin. That is massive. So if they can do that, if they start doing that, then, they're on a trajectory. They're going to be so far ahead of everybody else in the number of Bitcoin owned, right? There's only 2 companies that are even close to them, and they're starting to put some pretty decent distance between those 2 companies, and they are HUT, which, early on built a big stack, and they've held it, but they're in the 9,000s. Marathon's now in the 12,000s, and they just, they added they're not going to add 690 every month, I don't imagine, but if it's 400 or 500 or 600 a month, they're going to get someplace, pretty big. And Riot's in third place at 7,000, and they add much, much less to their treasury every month. So their 7,000 could maybe, if they do the right thing and get up to 10 or 11,000, but Marathon could be looking at maybe going into the halving with 20,000 Bitcoin on their balance sheet. We'll see. Again, I don't want to, all that's the future. We'll see what actually happens, but they're setting themselves up to be in a position to do that right now. Mr. J said it's been about 1 year ago since the Fed started raising rates aggressively. That's right. We're a full year into this. And And, it's according to our poll, according to the futures markets, it looks like maybe we're going to get our first pause in a year. But we'll see.
It's been a long time. And I think if we do get a pause, do you think we're going to get a pump in the market?
I think that pause is already built in.
Well, do you?
Having said that, the market is pumping right now. So, will the pump continue? I mean, this was a very good day for the market. I mean, the Russell, which hasn't done anything in 2.5 years, even had a good day. So, and the NASDAQ's been having very good day after very good day. Now, today they actually lagged the Dow and the S&P 500, but they've been leading the way most of the way all year.
People keep calling me.
Brent said, I just don't see how Mara gets their entire fleet to 24 joules by the halving. Seems unlikely. I don't know. I will say that they said 66% of their machines are going to be the XPs. Those, I believe, run at 21 joules. So the question is, what's the other? That's 2/3 of their fleet. What's the other 1/3 of their fleet? If it's running at 30, then they'll get to 24. But I don't know. I don't have a machine count. I will wait to see. I will wait to see the second quarter, right? We're in June now, so the second quarter will be over in 28 days. Then we're going to get financial statements, and like I said, if they've moved that cost from 15,000 down to maybe 13,000, I'm going to start to be a believer.
Can't stop believing.
Ty said, did Mara add more to hold than what the, quote, best miner hold? I'm not sure I understand the question, but they added 691 Bitcoin to their hodl position this month. There's nobody else that's going to do that this month. There's no one else that's going to do anywhere close to that. There's maybe only one other Bitcoin miner that's even going to mine that many Bitcoin in total this month, which is Riot, because we already got Cleanspark's results, and while I think they had a great month, they did not mine 691 Bitcoin. They mined less than that. So, they can't add 691 self-mined Bitcoin to their hodl without mining that. So yes, Marathon will hodl the most in this month. They have the biggest hodl position out of all the Bitcoin miners. They still don't have the biggest self-hodl position. That will likely happen sometime in the next 3 or 4 months, but because Hut self-mined 100% of their hodl position, and Marathon bought, I think, 4,500 plus or minus Bitcoin about 2 years ago, those are not self-mined, but they still are in their, on the balance sheet. Tim saying the rest are the pros, so, those are good machines. Onion News Network says, will you be talking about BKKT? I will do a poll. I've gotten more comments on BKKT in the last week than any other stock in the whole stock market. So I'm not sure if there's is this a Reddit Wall Street bets type of a situation? What's happening here? Back to you, George.
Hang on one second.
So I think Ty was saying he was referencing Cleanspark. I know a lot of people say Cleanspark is the best miner, and I'll tell you, I think Cleanspark could be the best value right now as far as the stock goes. I won't do a video on it. I'll tell you guys right now on the stream. For me, my number 1 and 2 best values right now are Iris Energy and Cleanspark and then Bitfarms is number 3. Those are my top 3 in that order. Iris, CleanSpark, Bitfarms. And that's going to change regularly. So that doesn't mean I think those are the best 3 miners. I'm just saying what their market cap is today, worth what I think their value is. I think they have a lot of room to the upside. There are others. That's not, I can see people making argument for other miners, particularly some of the very micro cap or nano cap miners, right? I know, maybe we want to talk about, maybe we want to do a deep dive on Mawson. I'm not sure if people are interested in that or lost interest, but they've had some big moves lately and they're getting back in the game. I like Stronghold. I know they had a bad day today, but I think they're, because of their size, they could potentially be the best value. Remember, when you're a $20 or $30 million stock, you could 4x and still be only $120 million, which still makes you smaller than almost all the other Bitcoin miners. So, that's part of the risk-reward equation with these very small companies.
Sorry, the dogs were barking. I think you should do a deep dive into Tesla. Not financial advice, but I think it's going to pump.
Deep dive into Tesla. We have a Tesla request.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just poised to pump.
Well, let's take a look at Tesla for a minute. So it had a nice day today. One of these guys got decimated yesterday. I can't remember. It was either Rivian or Lucid. But Tesla, Tesla's had a little run. They got down into, look, I mean, this was in April. They were down to almost 150. They're at 213 right now. So, this would have been a great time. And this has been a line of support/resistance. So, George, I mean, today they opened and closed above this for the first time. So, that could be a signal for a run in Tesla. This a lot of times trades very technically, and they've been beat up for a little while. So, I mean, they were at 313. They've been over 400. Right?
No, I'm just feeling, I think it should be up to close to $1 trillion, personally.
Yeah, and they're nowhere near that. They got to get back up. They got to go up substantially to do that.
Oh, Elon supposedly has a new Model 3 coming out.
678 billion. So, that leaves a lot of room before they get back into, they were in the $1 trillion club. So, will they get back there? I think they will. Crypto Golfer said Lucid got wrecked, and I did notice Crypto Golfer earlier is one of the people that is old enough to remember Hong Kong Fooey. So, welcome to the club.
Lucid got wrecked, huh?
Lucid got wrecked. I don't want to...
We didn't say anything. It wasn't ours. Did you already do that video?
I'm not saying that I have a video that says that. I'm just saying.
Well, they're up from their low of 639. Oh, no, 609. There's still 12 billion. Isn't that insane? I have a question. Is that more than all of the miners combined?
Yeah, by far.
So, do you want to be spread out in the miners, or do you want to be in Lucid?
To me, Lucid and Rivian to me, and I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, I get accused of being a Tesla lover." This is really the first time we've had a serious talk. I have done a few Tesla videos, but this is the first time we've had a serious talk. And there was one time. Listen, sometimes it was technically so obvious. About a year ago, I did a Tesla video that they were about to pump huge. It was crystal clear. And that doesn't mean it's going to happen. It just means it was more likely to happen. And it did happen. And you, George, you happened to nail it today. I think they're right back in that same exact spot.
What? Did you see gold? 1964. and they were saying it's never going below 2000. Never going below 2000 again. Never.
Never again, except for almost always.
And all things considered, oil isn't doing that bad. I thought it would be a little higher right now.
Brent is saying Iris Energy is a value here, in my opinion. Stephen English said Fisker lover. Is that you, or are you calling me a Fisker lover? Because that is one of my. That's one of the ones I think has potential in the EV world. I'm not saying they're there yet, and they got to do some stuff to show it, but I do think they're one of the ones left that could end up being a winner. Yes, Lucid did an offering. Paul, thank you for mentioning that. That's why they got beat up. Yeah, and what did they got? Like I think they got $3 billion. Some from private funding. Yeah, I mean, oh, so good. That's one more year they get to lose $3 billion a year. So, just my personal opinion, not financial advice.
Isn't it funny? Like, no offense, Tom, but I'm looking at full stack developers, a lot applied. And the first thing I look at, it's the weirdest thing, but the first thing I look at, I scroll to the bottom of the page and I look at the copyright. It says copyright, and there's a code you can write, okay, that keeps it to current year.
Right.
So if you have this copyright 2020, like the website I'm looking at right now, you're an idiot, and I ain't calling you. I mean, that's just like.
Are they an internet company?
Yes, there's another internet company.
Oh, well, if that's what they do and they don't have that right on their own website.
All the people that I'm looking at are either, they all call themselves full stack developers.
Crypto Golfer, sorry, I gotta read this. Crypto Golfer said $3 billion for Lucid. What's that, like 20 cars?
Maybe 25 at the most.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wouldn't. That's not that far off of an exaggeration. See, are you guys in BKKT? That is the #1 question I've gotten this week.
What is that?
I'm doing a thing.
What is it?
I'm not going to say because I'm doing a poll.
I don't even know. I've never even heard of it. You're doing a poll? Bitcoin monthly future.
All right, everybody, please answer honestly. Have you heard of this company? Is this something you're looking at? Is this something you care about?
Is it a company?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not going to bring it up or anything. First, I just want everybody's raw, real, and I don't care what the answer is. I just want to know if you would please, just tell me, your honest answers. Nobody knows who's voting which way anyway, so have we heard of these guys or have we not heard of these guys?
So it's a company.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that much.
Because what it came up to for me was, it says monthly future. I don't know. For Bitcoin.
I'm not going to say what they are. I'm not going to go. Right now we're polling.
We're polling, everyone. Polling. We're running the poll.
Somebody said Iris Energy switched auditors. I don't know if I remember seeing that. Did that just come out? And who did they switch to?
Well, didn't Riot just switch auditors?
Riot just switched to one of the big 4 auditing firms.
Right.
So, but I don't know what Iris just did. And we're hanging around 27,000. We got, I mean, this is super. I'm going to go to the 1 day just because we haven't really taken a look. We're very sideways. And I know a lot of people have been leaving in the comments that, get used to it. We're going to be sideways for several more months. So I'm starting to see that be the consensus, that people think we're going sideways maybe for the next 3 or 4 months. So maybe we'll do a poll on that as well and see if that's what you guys think. Darren said Iris Energies is #1 holding. Brent said Iris Energies is #2 holding. So Iris has gotten very popular, and I like what they're doing. I like everything that I see about Iris. They seem like they have not had their run yet. Their market cap is still very low. Oh, Edmund's saying that was on Yahoo a week ago. So let me just go see and maybe... Oh. Yeah. Oh, okay. This is a big international company. So that's good. This is probably you know, this is a good move for them then. This is a move to I'm not going to say more reputable. I don't know what their previous company was, but this is a very big company. They have audited other Bitcoin miners as well. And so this is probably a real positive move for them. Now, if anybody cares about their auditors.
More people than you would think of care about this company, Tom.
I guess.
35 to 65. I lost you.
Ron, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Ronald said, what's BKKT? That is the question, Ronald. So we're now at 2/3 no, 1/3 yes. So 1/3 of you have heard of this.
That's good.
I ask this because up until 4 days ago, in 1,000+ videos, nobody has ever asked me one question ever one time about BKKT. This week I got probably 20 questions from 20 different accounts. So I always have to wonder when that's happening, is this just a blitz of bots that are pushing something? Because I don't know how I go from 0 comments out of 1,000 videos to, you know, now I've never talked about them ever, and it's one of the top themed comments that I'm getting right now. So I'm just wondering, is this actual interest? Is this you guys, or is this our regular, you know, subscribers and viewers and members that are asking about this? Or did somebody hire a marketing firm and a bunch of bots to go ask every YouTuber about this, so in hopes that somebody would talk about it?
We need to hire them. You know why I say that?
Because they're doing a job?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're talking about them right now. Well, and several people on this stream have asked about them. And you guys know, I mean, we do at least 2 streams a week, if not more, and nobody's ever one time ever asked about that company. And now we've had 2 people just on this stream. So maybe some big news happened and that's their time. I don't know. Nashville is saying they're pumping it. JD saying that's bots. Barry said, sure, you'd know the regular commenters. Yeah, Barry, you're right. It's not any of the people that I recognize. So, you know, it's not, we know, you're right. There's 500 people that probably leave a majority of the comments, and it's not those people. Crisis King said, I lost a lot of money on BAKKT last year, but at $1.45, it could be a good play. So at least you've heard of it and you've traded it. Okay, now the more important question. So that was much closer than I thought. 40% of you say yes, you know about this company. Now comes the next more important question.
I wonder how much money people are getting for these tolls at in Cape Coral. Because the toll is $2, and then there's a $3 fee. That's just crazy. So isn't the toll $5?
Well, what do you mean? There's a toll and a fee?
Yeah, there's a toll
The
and a fee.
toll is the fee.
No, there's a toll and then a fee.
Hmm.
I know it's not right.
All right, so now I've asked the next logical question. Do we care about BKKT, i.e. are we interested in a video?
You're all over these polls today, dude.
Hey, listen, the people, we are here to listen
To the people.
That's right. So
I agree.
without asking
It's
polls,
a community.
That's right. Doesn't matter what we think.
I'm all about making money, Tom. If it can help me make money, I'm down with it.
Crypto Golfer said, click on the bicycles to prove you're not a bot.
Mm-hmm.
Robert's recommending a poll for should we be doing more polls than we're currently doing. That's a good question. Alex is asking, what did I say that wasn't truthful? This must be to George. Welcome, Alex. Are you just joining us and you're hearing George call out a bunch of members earlier on? Alex, in my opinion, all of your contributions have been positive and helpful.
Oh,
and
no,
I'm not just saying that. Alex is one of our members and a big contributor as far as comments go. So I appreciate the people that are very active and contributing. Edmund, I know, talked earlier. You also have been very active, as have many of you that are on the stream today. So this is Member Appreciation Day. Thank you very much to all the members. And to all the subscribers. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. And if you haven't smashed the like button, consider smashing the like button.
And tell a friend.
Mr. J, love doing polls. Yeah, how can you have too many polls? I mean, they're free to vote, and they're information.
Woo-wee.
Edmund said George is priceless.
I try to keep it live.
Mara to $50, question mark, says Reese. Not yet, in my opinion. So, I don't know the future, but I'm pleased with Mara's results. I think good things are ahead. But they closed at $10 today. We got a ways to go before 50. So, what's your time frame? Will they eventually get to 50? In my opinion, they will eventually get much further than 50. They were in the 80s a couple of years ago. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to get back to the 80s, right? That's no guarantee, because these things ran up to some unreasonable places at the time. But I do think
they
will ultimately get back.
I have a humanity story for you later today before we close, by the way.
All right, let me just do this one thing, and then I just want to mention Barry. Thank you to Barry for gifting 5 memberships. So much appreciated, Barry.
All right, welcome to
Whoa.
So
Thank you,
Crypto
sir.
Golfer, Mark LeBlanc, Vector Recovery, His Honor.
Vector.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, welcome to Talking Investing.
And I don't know if the 5th one's been given out yet or if I'm just not counting properly.
Vector.
And now my machine's going nuts. Welcome, Organic Autos Garden. Got to give Mara props to all the Mara haters. I think you're saying and then PI8A4 was gifted a membership. So that is the membership gifts. And thank you again to Barry for expanding our members. So I hope you guys enjoy. There's a bunch of content ready and waiting, and I've got a bunch more that I need to get up onto the web or the website, onto YouTube as well.
And I'm going to tell you something. Our member, I'm not bragging, but I'm going to brag. I'm not much of a bragger. I came up with a stat, and I don't know this stat to be true, but I bet you it is.
It's not so much a statistic as it is a statement.
I bet you we have the highest net worth of members than any other channel on YouTube. That's my statement.
I will say I think we have the most highly informed members and experienced investors. And we have
true. I mean,
somebody earlier asked, "Oh, is there more conversation in the members only Discord?" And what I would say is there's a much higher conversation going on in there. Having said that, a couple of times it has deteriorated a little bit, so I would ask everybody in the members section, if you want to call people names, go to a different Discord or go to... We have so much valuable information and so much high quality conversation in the members only Discord that I don't want to water it down with
look at that. That's got to be a fact. See? Thank
What?
you. What? What I said? What?
Oh. Mark said, other channels suck. Oh.
And, guys, I don't know if you've noticed this. I have a chin again.
George is displaying his chin.
Down 26 pounds now. By the way. Edmund, you still... Edmund, just add me. Here's my... Send me a direct message and then I'll just invite you. And just say, hey, it's me, Edmund. And I have a number after my name and I don't know the number.
Robert is saying M net worth is significantly negative, so not sure that is true. Sorry, guys. Maybe he's saying that his net worth... Hey, well, listen. That's what you're here for. There's always time to grow your net worth.
Your net worth could be negative, but it still could be very high compared to other people's. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, that is George's actual name on Discord.
Oh, I thought is that my actual chin?
And it's his actual chin. There's no
stand-in chin.
No filters or whatever.
We found a new filter. Dude,
Anders is saying, swing trading Bitcoin miners, is that smart in your opinion? The only thing I'll say is there are a lot of people that have successfully swing traded the Bitcoin miners. I participate in a little bit of that. I am mostly a buy and hold person. So, if you're a swing trader and you know what you're doing, you got to make your own decision on that. But they're very volatile stocks, and I know swing traders look for volatile stocks that move inside of trading ranges. And, some of these fall into that category. But always be careful on swing trades.
Tom, we are 45 members away from breaking 1,000 on Discord.
Join the Discord, everybody.
45 members. That's crazy. It just jumped 100. How could... This doesn't make sense, Tom. The Discord has jumped 100 in the last week, and your channel has gone... Does it make any sense?
It's mind-boggling.
Okay, I found the invite.
Brent is saying Iris's previous order is just leaving the crypto space. That's all. So that's why they made the switch. Alex, I think, is answering Anders that he's day trading Marathon and Riot. And I know Alex is one of our experienced swing traders and day traders and a lot of good, I won't say recommendations, but he's shared a lot of his excellent trades with us on the channel and in the membership. So So there is absolutely money to be made there if you know what you're doing, but if if you're not a day trader or a swing trader, especially if you're not a day trader, it's a completely different thing than buy and hold investing. One thing has nothing to do or very little to do with the other.
By the way, I'm inviting. Do me a favor too. When you guys are on Discord, invite all your friends to the channel. I'm doing that right now. How do I know this girl, Kate? Hey, baby, how you doing? And then I know, Caitlin. Hey, baby.
Organic Autos said doing the same thing with the same stocks since early April. So congratulations to both of you guys who have probably, had a very positive experience swing trading those stocks. Angel says, love Riot and Marathon. Any more plays like them? So we'll go through the list. There's a lot of good Bitcoin miners. There's an awful lot of publicly traded Bitcoin miners in a space that 2 years ago really had next to none in the NASDAQ. I think there were 4 traded on the Toronto Exchange, 2, technically 3 if you include Bit Digital, traded on the NASDAQ, although Bit Digital was kind of a different story. Marathon and Riot were the originals. They're the most institutionally adopted. They are the largest market cap by a substantial margin, probably an unreasonably large margin in my personal opinion. I think that will find its a more balanced place at some point in the future, I believe. Crypto Golfer said, a lot of Bitcoin YouTuber creators commenting on down numbers. It's not just you guys. Well, I mean, that might be, it's just people have lost the faith. Well, we're not losing the faith. Mark said, I'm back into CleanSpark as of today. Manuel asks, hey, Tom, heard of Credible Crypto? Question mark. I have not, but Manuel is saying...
Just in its name scares me.
Manuel said, he says we're still in a bull market blow off top this year. Interesting theory. No complaints from me if that happens. What say you? I've seen a couple of people talk about this, and I will say there's an argument to be made, because if you look at what this cycle was versus, first of all, the Bitcoin cycle is a very small sample group. So everybody makes these very broad statements that this is how it works, but we've only been through a few halvings. So it's really not enough to extrapolate, very strong trends. But I can say there was no blow off top this time. I mean, that is absolutely clear. And you could argue that we are still in a part of that, and that is yet to come. So I'm not sure I believe that. So, and I'm not sure how, now he's saying this year. So that, that's a very aggressive statement. I would be thrilled if this person was correct. I'm saying he, but it may be a he or a she. I don't know. I would be thrilled if that was correct, if that person was correct, and we had. But I'm not investing assuming that that's going to happen. Let's just say that. I'm taking a more long-term approach, even though I'm bullish on Bitcoin this year. I think we're going to go higher than most other people think. I think we're going to have a good year, but I don't see blow off top. I don't see hitting 100 or 150 or anything like that, but I do think, a lot of people have very low expectations for 2023. The consensus is a pretty low expectation for this year. So I'm probably more bullish, I would say, than the majority of people.
Dude, that was cool. I got like 5 people I haven't spoken to in a long time because I just went through all my Discord, invited every single person to...
Oh, into the
yeah.
Nice.
And then, like, one of the kids I used to play Fortnite with, he's getting ready to get drafted to, for college. Dude, I'll tell you what, Playing Fortnite has probably been the coolest thing ever. Like, that's a long story. Never mind.
Too long to tell. Darren is saying 42K end of 2023. And Alex is saying, congrats, George. We see less of you.
Oh, I owe you. Thank you.
Less and
I
less.
know what you mean. I thought you mean. It's funny because I'm putting on muscle and I have actual like motivation, which is weird. I'm not telling anybody my diet until after I know
You're not disclosing it's
yeah.
secret diet until the results are there. Donnie's asking, do you cover other stocks like short squeeze stocks? So we do talk about other stocks. I know we've definitely really been heavy into Bitcoin miners for the last, almost a year now. And we always did more of that than not. But I used to cover a lot more small cap, high growth stocks. It was a very bad year in 2022 for those stocks. So if you watch the evolution of my channel, pretty much one at a time, I kind of called it when I felt like the narrative had changed and the story had changed and the risk was outweighing the reward, and got out of those stocks at a loss. But I will say most of those stocks, since I did those videos, most of those stocks are down another 50 or 60 or 70 or 80% after that. So sometimes you just got to cut your losses. Now, it's starting to be time again. I have a lot of other stocks I'm interested in. So, yeah, I never count on a short squeeze. I will tell you that. I have a stock that I cover that I think should be the #1 short squeeze in the stock market. And I've mentioned it many times. I own the stock, but I'm not counting on a short squeeze because they just statistically seem to be random acts. Because the ones that are most likely to short squeeze, and there are a few. I have found some let's call them YouTubers who have a large enough audience to cause a short squeeze. And I found one of those yesterday. So I'm not going to say who it is or what it was, but I can tell you this person has a gigantic audience, and they talked about a stock that is a tiny stock with extremely low volume, and now it's pulling a double out of left field. So this is not that channel. We have, we only have 14,000 subscribers. And I'm not going to pick a garbage stock in hopes. And he said, you better get out of this trade in the next 3 days because it's going to be no good after that. So that's not what we do here at all. I'm still looking for value stocks, some of which could have a short squeeze. I'm going to say Beam, stock ticker BEEM. That is a long-term play for me. But to me, if the stock market had any reason at all, that is set up for a short squeeze, more so, I would say, than any other stock in the entire market. And it doesn't happen. It's been a couple years now, so it's a good thing I'm not holding my breath. But I do think it's a long-term, my personal opinion, so, take it or leave it. For me, I think that's a great investment.
I think it'd be great though if we started the channel and got to be so we can do shorts.
Short squeeze?
Yeah.
If I did do a short squeeze, it would be for a company that I believed in long term. You know what I mean? I don't It's fine. If people make money on short squeezes, that's great. I've never seen a really good correlation between things that are set up for a short squeeze and things that actually short squeeze, particularly since retail investors got involved and Wall Street Bets got involved. Somebody's out there picking winners and losers, in my opinion, and it's not the retail investor, but they're doing it through these channels. And so I can tell you, I recommended Beam on Wall Street Bets 3 different times, and they sent me a message back that they refused to post my comment. And I put detailed comments as to what, I made a bull case scenario for them, not just a, hey, everybody, let's buy stock ABC and it'll go to the moon. I made a thoughtful comment and they were like, nope, we're not posting it. So 3 different times. So I think Wall Street Bets, I don't believe in them. I don't know who's the man behind the curtain on that one, but I'm out. Ron said growth stocks are beaten down. Might be time to start looking at those plays. So I agree. I have a long list of small cap growth stocks that I think, started to crash in, say, January, February of 2021. That's coming up on 2.5 years ago now. So I do think some of those are going to start to make big runs. We look at some of those in the membership group, and I'm not saying any of them have gone to the moon yet. Some of them have had nice runs, but again, I'm more of a buy and hold and dollar cost average, so I don't expect them to double in 90 days. But I do expect on those stocks, much like the Bitcoin miners, there are opportunities for 3Xs, 4Xs, 5Xs. When you have small cap, high growth stocks, when the money rotates, when the risk on trade comes back for the right companies, and then eventually even for the wrong companies, there's huge upside potential. Darren saying, my consensus is Bitcoin takes back 31K right at the turn of the 4th quarter and exits this year in the low to mid 40 range. So I don't think you're alone, Darren. I think that is probably a popular opinion. And you know what? If that's what happens, I'm not going to complain about that. I do think we're going higher than that sooner than that. But if that's what ends up happening, again, I'm a long-term. So, that's just more I'll probably accumulate in the middle.
Tom is on fire today.
I'm on fire?
You're on fire. Freaking on fire.
I'm fired up today, but in a good way. I'm feeling good about Bitcoin, about the market, about the world.
Tom, it doesn't look like we're going to get to 100. We got stuck at 80.
We're stuck at 80. Such is life in the sideways Bitcoin market. But welcome to 5 new members. I hope you guys enjoy. Make the most.
We made it to 6 again. Anything else that we want to talk about before we close out?
So the question was, let me look at the answer to this poll. Do you care about BKKT, i.e., are you interested in a video? Do you care about BKKT? Are you interested in a video? So I would like in the chat, 63 people said they're interested in a video. That's a higher percentage than I get when I ask if you're interested in a deep dive video on a Bitcoin miner. And I know the vast majority of you are here for Bitcoin miners. So is this poll real?
Oh, you don't even think the poll's real now.
Did 50 people say yes, they want a deep dive video? Because this is one of the biggest yeses on do you want a deep dive video I've ever gotten. Almost every poll I've ever done on do you want a deep dive video, the answer's been no. This one, yes, is in the lead. I just want to know in the comments, is that real? If it's real, I'll do it. I just don't want it to be,
What do you think about this company?
I haven't done a deep dive on this company. Nobody has ever asked me about this company in the history of my life until this week, and now it's the number one question. So am I the one missing? Am I missing the big picture? Alex is saying, Beam Global, please. Yes. I know Alex is on my team Beam. Or I'm on his team Beam, however you want to count it. All right, so I was going to pull the company up, but I'm going to wait for the results of this, because then if this is all just a bot fooling us, then I don't want to reward it by doing a deep dive on the company.
We got the tub in today, Tom.
Nice. 100% done?
No. It
Not-
could have been. It is the hardest tub I've ever done in my life. Those freestanding. It's because they're trying to make things look like art now in
And the
bathrooms. and it's
Freestanding
like,
tubs
oh,
are super
oh my god.
powerful.
I can't even begin to tell you how hard it was.
Chuck,
And we're not done. Sorry.
Chuck's saying, here's your short squeeze on BKKT. Ha ha ha. So far, my subscribers and members are all saying no, they did not vote yes, and I think they've never heard of this. Paul is saying yeah. Anders said, are there people in the Discord channel that could help me with understanding trading? I mean, it's not financial advice, Anders, but yeah, that's what we talk about is, and I will tell you, we offer a free Discord, and it's kind of, we let people do what they do. But in the members Discord, I think we have a lot of very meaningful conversations. So that's what I would say. So for those of you who are interested, I did not press I don't think I have a button for this, but you can become a member by hitting the join button on the YouTube page. It's $5 a month, so it's a very low cost, but it does help support the channel. So thank you very much to all existing members. Thanks to Darren for handing out free 5 gifted memberships today. Much appreciated. Julie said, I'm always open to new plays.
You're smarter than me. She must be talking to you, Tom.
I'd like to welcome Julie to the channel. I don't think I've seen a comment before. Crypto
Okay.
Golfer, I actually voted no, but changed my mind. Why not? Always good to be diversified. Edmund said, heard of BKKT, voted no, no path to profitability.
Yeah, Beam have a super low float.
Yeah, Beam's float is exactly, Alex. Beam has a very, very low float. They are a very shorted stock. It's the ultimate setup, theoretically, for a short squeeze, but it doesn't happen, and I don't know that it'll ever happen, but what I do think will happen is that stock's going to find its value, which, in my opinion, is much, much higher than what it's priced at right now. Nash V is saying, Tom, ask on the members only channel Tuesday. So I'm going to do that on the members only channel.
Idea.
If the members only want,
that'd be real interesting to see if we do another poll, if it's different.
Yes, because most of you guys will be on the members only channel. So that's going to be my final decision on BKKT. If the members have heard of it and say yes, then I'll do a deep dive, not just for the members, but for everybody. But if they haven't heard about it, and this is just a bot filling up our voting, Robert saying Paul's a bot.
That would be crazy to think that there could be bots in here, and voting on that.
I just used the word bot. I'm not really sure I understand.
Bots, a computer, AI.
Yeah, no, I know, but like
Well, you just said you didn't understand.
But a lot of times, is it a bot, or is it just is it somebody went and hired 1,000 people on Fiverr to go?
No, they have bots now.
All right.
Remember, half of everything on YouTube is fake.
Paul's saying, I'm not a bot. So I believe you, Paul.
Darren, I believe, is a bot.
Darren is not a bot. Darren said, I'm a
So-
bot.
I will give you my taste of humanity.
I don't know what
You
that
ready?
means, but go.
Well, no, I was playing Fortnite the other night, and I met a guy, and we hooked up.
Oh,
No.
brother.
That was my taste of humanity. No, I met a guy, and he's like, yeah, I haven't played Fortnite in a really long time. I'm like, oh, dude, why? And I don't know if he's trolling me or not, but anyways, he said he just got out of jail. So I said, oh, that's interesting, and most people probably would not ask any more questions, but I, being who I am, I asked all these questions, and I said, what'd you go in for? He drugs. But the whole moral to the story is this: he is trying to change his life. I believe, at least he says he's trying to change it. Take him at his face value.
Right.
And so he started a what is it called? Pressure washing company, right? And he's trying to get his business going. But listen to this, and I'm not saying that this shouldn't happen this way, but I'm thinking that we probably might want to reconsider things. What happened was, he's behind on child support, so he lost his license. He couldn't make any child support payments because he was in jail. And he's like, so now I don't have a license. This is in Florida, by the way. So he's like, now I don't have a license, and what do you do? And I was like, wow, talk about unintended consequences. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a rock and a hard place. I mean, that's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, isn't that sad though?
I think
I
that,
just thought it was sad.
well, that's a tough story. That person's going to have a hard time getting back on track, but hopefully, are you going to ever see them again, or was that just
No,
how it
yeah, I
works?
gave
You
him my
just-
Discord. No, yeah, I gave him my Discord information, and I tried to stay in touch with him. But it's just like, I felt bad for the dude. You know what I mean? I mean, he's
Yeah, it's
deserves a second chance just like everybody else. Or a third, or a fourth, or a fifth, or a sixth.
I believe in second chances.
I should tell you the rest of the story.
Sour Melon. First, I got to say, Sour Melon Gaming said, I don't feel like a bot. And then Mr. J said, politically correct bots. Nash V said, we're all bots. JD said, beep boop, I'm half a bot. And Darren said,
You know
sometimes
what?
I feel like a bot.
Who was it? Sour Melon Gaming. I used to host contests on Saturday night for money on Fortnite.
Yes.
I had a blast.
Oh, Sour Melon Gaming. George, I'll 1v1 you in
Yeah.
Fortnite. Winner gets 500 shares of Cleanspark. Nice.
That's a little rich for my blood, but
Uh-oh, Barry said, so members, we know how to mess with Tom on Tuesday. Not cool, Barry.
all right. Anything else, Tommy?
Parani Bala, sorry for the rough pronunciation, said, yes, please put the video.
They could be watching and talking about what is it?
I assume they're doing BKKT. So, and that
That's what I think.
that is a member. So you would certainly think that's a solid
Well,
vote. So we'll find out. Yes, show up on
Watch
Tuesday.
on Tuesday. Watch on Tuesday. Tom, 12 to go.
And Darren, Barry, don't mess with me on Tuesday. We need the truth.
Tom, you can't handle the truth.
Crypto Golfer said, if half of YouTube is fake, then which one of you is real and which one of you is the
I'm
bot?
fake. I am.
I'm real. George is in a hurry to end the stream. Must have a date
No, I'm good.
with his wife.
No, it's girlfriend night.
Oh, Nice. How many of those do you get?
Depends if she's out of town or not.
You get 0 of those, and I know that for a fact. Do bots like pizza?
I think they do.
I mean, everybody likes pizza. I'm ending this poll. Right now, this poll ended in a yes. 60% said yes. That's wild. I wonder if I can do... I'm going to try to do something. Give me just a second here. All right. I just took a screenshot capture of that poll so that I remember it.
This will be a good one. If anybody ever wants to add me on Fortnite, so 2. Sorry, that was wrong.
Edmund, root canal Tuesday morning. Sorry to hear that, my friend. Though that is not fun. Looking forward to the Tuesday live stream. See, you can type, so even if the root canal hurts, you don't have to talk.
Dude, hopefully it isn't a bad one. Dude, there is... That was... I won't say it. Never mind. I'm not going to say anything negative.
Alex is saying this year Beam will be a profitable stock. You're saying they're gonna have profitability, 35 to 70K. Yeah, I mean everything about Beam to me screams buy. I'm a believer, so you know you guys do your own due diligence, and it's the company is BEAM, but the ticker is BEEM. If you're interested, you can check that out. That's just been a long-term buy and hold for me, and I think it has been for Alex as well. Sourmelon Gaming, the miners continue to trend upward as Bitcoin stays flat. Slowly but surely, people are coming back to the space. I would agree with you, Sourmelon Gaming, over the last several weeks, except for today. Today, I thought was an oddball day, and I don't know what's going on. The Bitcoin miners seem to be the only one left out of the party today, and some of them were green, so it's not like it was red across the board, but you'll see of the large Bitcoin miners, they were mostly all either 0 or red. But up until today, I would have completely agreed with that. The miners seem to be chugging along, and I'm just going to give a shout out to Bitfarms, and you guys know I've held Bitfarms forever, but they've been, you know, everybody didn't know if they were going to get back over $1. Are they going to do a reverse split? Then the board voted giving them, or not the board, the shareholders voted giving the authority to the board to do a reverse split, as much as a 1-to-10 reverse split if necessary. And I got a question just today, you know, when are they going to do their reverse split? I don't believe they're going to do a reverse stock split. They're now holding plus or minus $1.20 has been holding very strong for Bitfarms. So I feel like, you know, it's coming. I've been calling for a move up to $1.50 or $1.60. I don't know when that's going to happen. That's my personal opinion. And I think Bitfarms has been very strong. I think quietly it's found, you know, it's found its footing. And it's going to go up in my opinion. And I thought they had a good report for the month of May. Significantly more Bitcoin mined in May than in April.
Is anybody nervous about Bitcoin closing lower in May than it did in April?
So is that giving anybody fear? So yeah, May was a down month for Bitcoin. Darren said, I'm no on the video. Edmund said, Tom, Iron has had no info, etc. since May 10th. Iron, which is Iris Energy, and Wolf, which is TerraWolf, May production reports are due Tuesday or Wednesday. Yes, thank you for pointing that out, Edmund. I am looking forward to those production reports. And I don't know if it was you, Edmund, but somebody pointed out to me, you know, it was a little too early. I talked about how, in all likelihood, Cypher and Bitfarms would finish in 4th and 5th place this month. But in reality, we got to wait and see. Particularly, we need to wait and see Iris Energy. It's possible that they jumped into the mix there and caught up to them, or maybe even past them. So I'm patiently waiting for those two reports. I think they're going to be good reports. Iris, I think, did 319 last month, but they've been moving up fast, so, you know, they could have a really good month. CleanSpark CFO Gary has been talking a lot about AI is helping CleanSpark mine more Bitcoin. Well, I know they're trying to get more and more sophisticated, as are a lot of these Bitcoin miners, in management, you know, minute-to-minute, machine-by-machine management of how they're distributing and using their energy in order to stay as efficient as possible and keep their cost per Bitcoin down. And that's going to be key going forward. Oh, Darren said, talk about CleanSpark machine purchases. So, Darren, I am going to make a video this weekend on CleanSpark because they did buy another 12,500 machines. Those were the XPs, which those are the good ones, in my opinion anyway. And that's going to add, I think, 1.78 exahash or something like that. Above and beyond, they were already had enough machines to get up to 15.9 exahash. So they made that big purchase. Also, they had a very good month. They mined 609 Bitcoin in the month of May. They put that out today. So I will make a video over the weekend based on the fact that they made a big purchase this week and put out their production report. I think that warrants a video. So, I did get this sneaking feeling, and they kind of sort of said so. I think some of these new machines that they just bought, they have some machines that are, they're going to, I don't want to use the word replace, but I think they're going to put these machines in first position, and there's going to be some of their oldest machines, and none of their machines are super old. Remember, they didn't even mine Bitcoin, you know, until December of 2020. So it's not like they have very, very old machines, but I think they're going to put these in the front of the line, and they're going to have a group of machines that maybe they have to toggle on and off based on, you know, the cost of energy. But certainly, obviously, these 12,500 machines are the highest efficiency.
Hello?
So they're going to be on nonstop. So it's all good for
that?
CleanSpark. So definitely an interview. Barry said time for some interviews. Long overdue, so I need to get some interviews going. Thanks for the comment, for sure. I think we just lost. George is gone. Let's see. Crypto Maniac said BKKT makes money on transactions. They got some huge partnerships and are owned by the New York Stock Exchange. I'm surprised it's so cheap right now. I do not own the stock or suggest anyone to buy it. Is Crypto Maniac a person? A human? No offense if you are. Welcome to the channel if you are crypto. If you're a bot, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. Nash V said, saw Alex Karp, Palantir CEO, on Bloomberg earlier this week. Dynamic speaker for whatever that's worth. He's a wild man. He's got a mind of his own. I sometimes read his letters to the well, I read all of them, but sometimes I wonder when I read them because he says some pretty wacky stuff. Crypto Maniac said, yes, they're a person. Good. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. I like that guy, Alex, but he's got, sometimes he can go into some strange places when he talks or writes. But they're killing it. I mean, Palantir, we did a members only video on Palantir, as Nash V probably knows. So since then, it is up drastically. Obviously, we are not the reason for that, but we did do that. So this is what I'm saying. Our members pick great companies, we have great members only videos. So I don't pick the members only videos. The members vote on what video they want me to do a deep dive on, and they picked Palantir, and Palantir since then has had a huge run up. So hopefully a bunch of people were in on that. Cryptomaniac said, I'm here occasionally. All right, well, welcome back then. Appreciate it. George is gone for some reason. I guess it's well, where I am, it's 6:18. So I'm going to wrap it up pretty soon. Any other thoughts? Any other questions? Anybody? Bueller? Fry? All right, it sounds like you guys are done. Everybody enjoy your weekend. Thanks again to, hold on, I gotta scroll to get back to that. Thanks again to Barry for gifting 5 Talkin' Investing memberships. So thank you to Barry, and welcome to the 5 new members. Thanks to all the members that joined us on the stream today, and to all the subscribers. Thanks for everybody's comments and thoughts. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I think Bitcoin did just fine today. I'm a little confused as to why some of the Bitcoin miners had a bad day, but you know what? Maybe it was just some profit taking on a Friday. I'm not sure. We'll see how that trend continues. Go Bitcoin, and everybody please have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you. I will do some videos over the weekend, and then I will see you next week.